Ever felt torn about letting someone into your exclusive group? Maybe a new member in your book club or adding someone to your close-knit gaming team? The same dilemma is playing out on a much grander scale in Europe. Should Romania step into a special European club called the Schengen Area? Austria seems to hold the swing vote, and it's causing quite a stir. What's behind Austria's controversial stance? Let's dive in. The Schengen Area, nestled in the heart of Europe, represents one of the continent's most ambitious and unique ideas. Here, one can travel from Germany to France and from Spain to Denmark, all without the hassle of border checks or long waiting times. However, it's crucial to understand that the Schengen Area and the European Union, also known as UE, are not synonymous. While there is significant overlap between the countries in both groups, they serve different purposes and have distinct memberships. The EU is more about political and economic collaboration, while the Schengen Area emphasizes the removal of internal borders. Croatia, Bulgaria, and Romania serve as perfect examples of this distinction. These nations have been EU members for years, meaning they're part of the bloc's political and economic framework, yet they've remained outside the Schengen Area's passport-free zone. Over the years, there's been a rising chorus within the EU suggesting that these three nations ought to join the Schengen Area. However, for a new country to join the Schengen Club, it requires unanimous approval from all current member states. This has proven to be a challenging hurdle, primarily due to concerns about border security and migration. Austria, for example, had reservations about expanding the Schengen area. Given the increase in people seeking refuge in Europe in recent years, Austria feared that adding new countries might compromise the security of the region. Nevertheless, attitudes change. In 2022, Austria approved Croatia joining the Schengen area. Why Croatia? Well, geography is undeniably a key player in the Schengen equation. Croatia's position in Europe gives it a unique advantage. Flanked by Schengen nations and with its long Adriatic coastline, it naturally mitigates the risk of unauthorized entries. In contrast, Romania and Bulgaria's locations, bordering non-Schengen countries, present distinct challenges, making their inclusion a more intricate debate. Additionally, the rapport between countries is crucial. Croatia and Austria have nurtured a bond over the years, often finding themselves in agreement, notably on issues like border security. This mutual trust and camaraderie are instrumental when it comes to significant policy decisions. International relations, after all, are often driven by the depth and nature of relationships between nations. Economically, Croatia is on a positive trajectory. Its pristine beaches are a magnet for tourists, and its expanding industries paint a promising future. Joining the Schengen area could supercharge this growth, making travel and trade even smoother. And it's not just Croatia that stands to gain. Austria, due to its geographical closeness, could also reap the benefits of Croatia's heightened economic activity. When considering the inclusion of Bulgaria and Romania into the Schengen area, Austria's stance has been notably more cautious. The reasons for this caution extend beyond just geographical concerns or diplomatic ties. They delve deep into perceptions of governance, law enforcement, and internal political dynamics. At the heart of Austria's reservations is the issue of corruption and the rule of law. Both Bulgaria and Romania have faced scrutiny over their judicial systems, with concerns about the effectiveness of their anti-corruption measures. For Austria, and particularly for significant political players within the country, this is a major point of contention. Austria's political landscape, especially the influence of the Freedom Party of Austria, FPÖ, sheds light on this hesitancy. The FPÖ, a significant voice in the Austrian government, holds a skeptical view of immigration and often critiques the European Union's approach to various issues. To them, countries like Romania and Bulgaria symbolize potential problems, be it in terms of corruption or border security. By resisting Romania's entry into the Schengen area, Austria, to some extent, sought to cater to a specific voter base, demonstrating that it retains its sovereignty and isn't simply towing the EU line. However, this brings us to a puzzling inconsistency. You see, Croatia too had faced concerns similar to Romania, yet they had shown commitment, met the required standards by 2019, and were eventually endorsed by Austria. Fast forward to 2022, Romania, having also made efforts to meet the Schengen criteria, found its aspirations thwarted by Austria's change in stance. This decision by Austria didn't just sit in a vacuum, it had ripples. For Austria, it wasn't the best look. Some of the bigger players in Europe, like Germany and France, weren't too pleased. They support Romania getting into the Schengen area. Austria risked looking like the odd one out, potentially losing some friends and its say in EU matters. For Romania, this was more than just a bummer. It was about missing out on free movement in Europe, which could mean a lot for business and travel, not to mention feeling a bit left out. And for the European Union as a whole, this kind of disagreement can be a real headache. It can lead to trust issues and make working together harder. Before we move forward, if you like what you see, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Austria and Russia share a long, complex history that has evolved over centuries. Once allies in facing formidable foes like the Ottoman Empire, their alliance saw rifts when territorial ambitions clashed, especially in regions like the Balkans. Wars reshaped Europe, and these two nations often found themselves on opposing fronts, a testament to the changing dynamics of power and influence. Post-World War II, Austria assumed a unique stance. While many nations took definitive sides during the Cold War, Austria trod a path of neutrality. They strategically balanced their alliances, ensuring they retained their bond with Russia while also extending a hand to the West. This dual alignment became more pronounced when Austria joined the EU in 1995. However, their kinship with Russia remained unwavering. In moments of heightened global tension, such as Russia's involvement in Ukraine in 2014, Austria's approach leaned towards dialogue and understanding. Their support for ventures like the Nord Stream 2 project underscores their commitment to maintaining economic and diplomatic ties with Moscow. Yet, Austria's close ties with Russia haven't been universally appreciated within the EU. Their somewhat lenient stance towards Russian international maneuvers has raised eyebrows. The murmurs grew louder with revelations of agreements between Austria's Freedom Party and Russia's ruling party. And when a video scandal hinted at covert arrangements, it fueled debates about Austria's allegiance to the European project. This historical and political backdrop brings us to the heart of a profound question. How much, if at all, does Austria's relationship with Russia impact their decisions on matters like the Schengen area? The apparent inconsistency in Austria's decision-making, endorsing Croatia but resisting Romania, does make one wonder. Can international friendships influence decisions that reshape the fabric of a continent? The Netherlands, much like Austria, has been cautious about letting Romania and Bulgaria into the Schengen area. The reasoning is multifaceted, encompassing genuine concerns about governance in these countries and catering to domestic political sentiments. Let's first address the elephant in the room: concerns about border security, corruption, and organized crime in Romania and Bulgaria. For the Dutch, the rule of law is paramount, and the perceived deficiencies in these areas make them wary. They also fear an influx of migrants or refugees if Romania and Bulgaria join Schengen, echoing concerns raised since the 2015 migrant crisis. The positioning of Romania's borders, adjacent to non-Schengen countries like Turkey, Moldova, and Ukraine, accentuates these fears. They pose potential risks for more accessible migration routes, which could result in an increased burden on countries like the Netherlands. Domestic politics is also undeniably influential. The Party for Freedom, a significant political entity in the Netherlands, holds strong views about restricting the expansion of the Schengen Area. Their skepticism about the EU, combined with their reservations about immigration, shapes the national dialogue. They question whether countries like Romania and Bulgaria can be entrusted to uphold the EU's core values. This has led the Dutch government to adopt a stance that appeases these nationalist sentiments. As for Austria's hesitancy, there's an interesting angle of economic influence. Austria enjoys a strategic position as a connector between Western and Southeastern Europe. They have significant investments and clout in the Balkans. If Romania enters the Schengen fold, it might alter the economic dynamics, potentially challenging Austria's dominance in the region. In essence, the dynamics of the Schengen area aren't merely about free movement. They're deeply rooted in historical relationships, domestic politics, and economic ambitions. It's a testament to how intertwined Europe's past, present, and future truly are. Let us know in the comments what are your thoughts about this matter. For more content on Austria's hesitant moves against Romania, check out our other videos on the screen and support our work by liking and sharing this video. Thank you for watching.